Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 14th of March 2016. Just before we get started today, just to let you know, the US clocks went forward for the daylight savings at 2 a.m. this morning, and therefore we have to make a couple of changes to the PPT software to accommodate for this. So we've gone forward an hour in America, and to my calculations that means that the Dow is going to open at 1:30 p.m. instead of the usual 2:30 p.m. So we're just going into settings. I'll show you where from the start. Settings, primary trade times, and then we're going to change period 1 to 13, the 16 to 15, the 18 to 17, and 20 to 19, and then click apply, and that will actually save it. I'm not going to do that at the moment because it will change the signals in Friday's trading session here, so I'm not going to do that, but that's what you need to do in order to be in sync with the US, and that's for the next 2 weeks as well. It's the last Saturday in March that we change the clocks here to British summertime, so it throws everything out, including the economic news items for the next couple of weeks. So they'll be released at 12:30, the majority, and then of course 2 p.m. for the 3 p.m. news items that we normally get. So that means that this week Yellen will be speaking at 6 p.m. and not 7 p.m. that we usually get, but more on that as we come to it. So let's just reset all of this so we can then have a look at Friday's trading session. So Friday saw the market moving higher in the pre-market session, and earlier on than that as well. You can see the market grinding all the way back up to the recent highs after moving lower on Thursday. And then in the first part of the session we see the market trying to move higher. The move's not that great because again you can see we've got 50 points here, probably around 70 points, and let's just have a quick look at this sort of range, probably about 100 I would have thought there, 82, yeah, so not a great deal, and this is no surprise really, given that the market moved sharply lower the day before, then rallied, and then the market has to consolidate, and this is what you're seeing here. Also the after effect as well. So we had a trade in the quieter part of the session, the market moving higher, then failing to hold, and this resulting in a 13-point loss by the time managed to get out of this one, but then picking up 20 odd points in the next one as the market started to move. You can see we've got support over in the left here, and then again later on in the session we see the market trying to move lower, failing to do so, finding support at these areas, and then moving back to the upside there for a loss of 22 points if you didn't get out before the end of the trading session, which more than likely you would have actually done so anyway. But that was the state of play for the Dow on Friday there. So a very quiet part of the session. This signal coming in at 7:15, so still time, but the market just petering out there, moving back to the upside and not doing a great deal. In the daily charts, just like magic, the market traded to the 76% retracement that I drew in during the beginning of last week, and now this is a crucial area to see what the market's going to do. The market's moving up on fresh air. You can see the volume bars here all below the average, apart from Thursdays when the market couldn't decide what to do. The plunge protection team coming in, buying the market, moving it back to the upside there. So let's see if the market can close above this on Monday, and of course that's all according to what economic news we've got to be released as well. So let's just have a quick look at that. Well, during Monday there is no economic news whatsoever, so again we could expect a sideways day unless something happens in the Far East to move the market. Other than that, likely to be sideways, and this is a warning I'm going to give to you now as well. The market is waiting for Wednesday when the Fed will be speaking, if I can actually find it. There you go. Federal Reserve, FOMC projections and statement. The market, this is the most important one. It's probably more important than December when Yellen raised rates, because everybody's focus now is going to be looking for what she has to say on Wednesday, whether she's going to keep rates unchanged, reduce them, or increase them. Given that backdrop, she'll have no credibility whatever decision she makes, and then all the fun and games will start from next week, as I've already mentioned in the market alert. So coming back to tomorrow, Monday, nothing to be released. 12:30 on Tuesday, we've got core retail sales, PPI, etc. There's quite a bit on Wednesday. In fact, it's a huge amount on Wednesday for the UK and the US. So we could have a bit of activity and follow through on Thursday. So a very busy week news-wise, all the way up to Friday, when we've got a lot of Fed members being sent out to actually speak to the business channels there. Finally, for today, the implied volatility 14.14, dropping nicely, getting ready for Wednesday's decision by the Fed, and then the market can react. The pullback in this market is sufficient for an explosive move to the downside in the Dow, unless, of course, Yellen brings a surprise announcement to the table and says she's going to print more money or something like that. But other than that, the Dow is setting itself up beautifully for another correction to the downside, based upon what we're actually seeing there in the implied volatility. Right, that's it for me for today. I will see you in Tuesday's edition, unless something happens otherwise. Like I say, keep in mind, fairly quiet up until Wednesday, I would imagine, unless there is some other economic data to move the markets. Right, I'll see you Tuesday. As ever, thanks for your support, also for watching. See you in the next one.